Hello, welcome to my first video on YouTube. I'm Spartan107, and I want to start my first video with a nice little video topic on why I personally, as a Halo fan, hate Halo haters. As this video goes up, I also want to add that I'm going to be posting a TikTok about the same topic as well. So if you'd like to be so kind to click the link in the description and follow my TikTok, that'd be greatly appreciated. Even more so if you do all that and click the subscribe button and leave a like to get more people watching my videos through the algorithm. That would be greatly appreciated. I thank you all. But I also want to add that I'm using a very weird way to record this video, and I hope you guys are okay with it. And if you have any tips, let me know. But now, on to the video. So there's a large blemish in the Halo community that I want to address. Halo haters. That's not their official name, but they just hate on Halo, and they can come in all different shapes and sizes. They can be people who've never played Halo. It could be people who've only played it once for a couple hours, or hell, even die-hard Bungie era stans. All of those people agree that Halo is better in 2007 when Halo 3 released, but these people anger me. As a Halo fan, I do not care that Halo's had its ups and downs, as I still like the game for what it is. Each game has had its ups and downs, and that is something that each game gets its personality from. For example, Halo CE is a very interesting concept with fun characters, but it's very bland and basic. Halo 2 goes into extreme depth about the universe, fixing Halo CE's cons, but it had too much Arbiter and didn't have enough Master Chief. Halo 3 had a good story and satisfying ending, but I've seen so many, like countless amounts of people say that Halo 3 sucks because Sergeant Johnson had the worst death, and Miranda had a pointless death, and Thief for the Guilty Spark shouldn't have died. And then he didn't die, and people were upset about that too, right? Halo 4, it had a good story. It really dives deep into the Master Chief and his relationship with Cortana, but it's too emotional and has bad art style change. And Halo 5, it had a great multiplayer, and for a story, it was pretty good, but it was Halo's worst story up until that point, and it kind of came off as extremely bland in comparison to what Halo had done in the past. And Halo Infinite, it was a great campaign, but it just had a very bad multiplayer. And the multiplayer, I'm going to admit, the multiplayer isn't that bad, but it's just unfinished. That's the best way I can put it, is just the multiplayer is unfinished. But this is one thing I see a lot of people argue about, and they take all of these cons from these games and they try to make extra excuses for the good parts to make them bad, right? So, for example, from a commentator on my TikTok, and I quote, "I absolutely love Chief, but what they did in Infinite was the biggest story letdown ever. They set up Cortana and her Guardians just to push them aside for stupid Atriox." End quote. This commenter's quote is a friendly reminder that no matter how great a game can be, it will always have critics. But what I find most interesting is comparing Halo and its community with its biggest competition, Call of Duty, and its community. And when comparing the two, it can really show how Halo can really seem small and niche just because of how big Call of Duty is. But to expand on my point here, basically, COD fans hate their own games. And a lot of these COD fans also hate Halo. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, the 2019 Modern Warfare, okay, it was rated at a 3.5 for fans and an 8.2 out of 10 from IGN. And this was a game that I thoroughly enjoyed. And Modern Warfare 2 in 2022 had a 2.6 fan rating and an 8 out of 10 IGN score. Another game that I thought was fun, although a reskin of 2019 Modern Warfare and the newest game, Modern Warfare 3, having a 2.3, which personally felt like a complete reskin of Modern Warfare 2, but worse. IGN supports that with a 6 out of 10. But arguably the best Call of Duty of all time, Black Ops 2, had a 4.8 audience score and an 8 out of 10 IGN score. My point here is that it's really funny when you compare those games, which all those people will lay down their life and say, oh, these games are actually good, but then they'll go and say, oh no, these games are ass, Call of Duty's ass, and they rate it 2.6, 2.3, 3.5, even for games that me personally thought was really good, like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 2019. Those games, I thought those were good. Apparently, Call of Duty fans didn't. But if you compare those games to what people loved in new gen COD to new gen Halo, or as I'm going to refer to as the 343 era, Halo 4 sits at an impressive 4.1 audience score, with the amount of hate it got is really surprising, and a 9.8 from IGN. Halo Infinite is sitting at the same score of 4.1 with a 9 out of 10 from IGN. And just separate from the FPS genre, you can go to Halo Wars 2, which had a 4.1 as well, with just a 7 out of 10 from IGN, which obviously these are all worse than arguably Halo's best game, Halo 3, which had a 4.9 and a 9.5 from IGN. And my favorite Halo, Halo Reach, having a 4.8 audience score and a 9.5 as well from IGN. And finally, the worst score Halo, Halo 5, just sits at a 3.2, being the lowest rated game when it comes to the audience rating in the Halo franchise, other than, those phone games, Spartan Strike and Spartan Assault, which don't really count as games, let's be honest. But Halo 5 from IGN also had a 9 out of 10. And a lot of people say that it is a narrative letdown, and it still was a 9 out of 10 from the big gaming raters. So, what am I really comparing here? Generally, you can see that Halo fans are true fans of Halo, and they love their games. The worst rated Halo sits on par with Modern Warfare 2019 and above all Call of Duties released after that. Yeah, Vanguard, Black Ops Cold War, all of it. Halo 5 did better than all of those, apparently. And Halo 5 had way more hate, and still has way more hate than all those Call of Duty games. And it generally asks the question, how is Halo more hated than the Call of Duty franchise in those Call of Duty games? Well, COD fans just hate Halo, and they hate their own game too. And my personal friends who've never played Halo once or will never play the game again because it's trash and then go play Rocket League, Fortnite, or Call of Duty, these people, they will only play the game. They've only played it once, right? And they've played it long, long time ago on their friend's Xbox. Most of them was Halo 5. Let's be honest, most of them was Halo 5. And right now they're probably playing Rainbow Six Siege, or they're probably playing Call of Duty, and they're probably raging at the game saying that this game is ass and the worst game they've ever played. And it's kind of weird because most of these games that they play are just the most popular games, and they get streamed on Twitch to millions of viewers, right? So it's really, really weird that all these haters make Halo out to be some very trash game and continue to trash on their own game, right? So pretty much these Halo haters just don't like Halo, and they make it out to be really, really bad. And I think Halo is better than what these people try to make it out to be. And it's most commonly too that these Halo haters are people that have never played the game before and just play its competition. And since there are so many competitors and so many people that watch these Twitch streams and are influenced, so many fans of these games, so it's very common for many of them to have the same assumptions, even when they're incorrect. And these groups of people really have no idea what they're even talking about. A point to support what I'm saying here is from the popular YouTuber The Act Man, who made a full video supporting this topic when Halo Infinite was first releasing, called Call of Duty Streamers Don't Understand Halo. Now you have to understand that if an influencer or a streamer is telling their fans something, and their fans are young, impressionable children, those young, impressionable children are more likely going to believe what the streamer is saying. So it's kind of just dots that just kind of connect together. But don't worry, Halo haters aren't just COD players. They can also exist in the Halo community itself. A quote from my TikTok comic section as well reads, "What's Halo Infinite? Never heard of it. Oh, maybe because Halo Reach and Halo 3 were the last ones." And in another follow up comment, he says, "All of 343 games are bad and cringe. Halo 3 and Reach were the last ones. Halo 4, 5, and Infinite are just for insecure people who can't accept that the franchise is dead." End quote. This is a very cringe statement, and I feel like the commenter is just projecting because in no way, shape, or form am I insecure about Halo. In fact, I've been seeing a rise of Halo content creators, and is one of the many reasons why I've tried to join in on the fray here. And I've seen a lot of Halo hype in the past while, especially coming on these ends of Halo Infinite and the beginning of this new game, Helldivers 2. So I've also seen a lot of these large content creators like, Hidden Xperia, Halo Follower, and Ubernick are still making a living off of Halo, and there is a huge rise on TikTok of new content creators called Cami Shep, Phoenix Affliction, and many others, including myself. I've got a crazy amount of followers in the first few weeks of posting, which is extremely surprising, and I'm thankful for every last one of you guys. But it's kind of weird because you'll see a lot of these old Halo players are very violent against 243 Industries, and they're very violent against the games in the new age of Halo. Personally, I have a bias towards Halo 4, but I really do like the art style, and Halo Infinite is definitely the best, with the best art style, the best gun sounds, and the gunplay. With Halo 2 definitely in second. I think Halo 2 is definitely in second when it comes to art style. Um, but Halo Infinite really did encapsulate all the good things I like about Halo. I could sit here for 10 hours probably explaining to you why I love Halo Infinite and why it's the best Halo, in my opinion, even though I do think Halo Reach is the best. Um, all these good things I like get tossed aside by these nostalgia blind hate mongers who obviously don't think 343 Halo is real Halo, which is really annoying and is supported by another quote from my comment section, and it states, "It actually saddens me that the only fans left of Halo are so nostalgia blinded or needlessly hating on a solid good game. Like, Infinite revived Halo for me." End quote. So I truly personally don't think Halo 5's poor performance killed Halo, but the lack of games, I don't know why I'm speaking. I've been speaking for 5 minutes maybe, and I just can't speak. And I'm not cutting it out because I've cut it out so many times. It's so annoying. So I'm very, very sorry. But it's sad. It's really saddens me because I think that it wasn't Halo 5 that killed Halo, but the lack of games and media during a time when the internet exploded. This is the time when Twitch was very cool. No longer was YouTube, because I think during those days people were a lot, on YouTube, but now it hit Twitch all of a sudden, and everybody was playing Warzone, everyone was playing Fortnite, and these games went kaboom. And I mean, that's fair. And Halo didn't really have their foot in the door at this point. Like, they just had YouTube, and that would be with Ubernick and some of the lore guys, right? So the huge popularity towards the internet is one of the main reasons why Call of Duty is so much more popular than Halo. And Halo looks very, very small in comparison to small indie games. The spotlight over these AAA video games, just because of, you know, Twitch, YouTube, it really smothers games that I think are very good, like Halo. Had there been more Halo content during this time and a lot more content creators, pushing Halo content for viewers, I truly believe Halo would have been a much larger franchise than it already is. And I personally love Bungie for Halo and Marathon, but damn, did they do a poor job with the Destiny. And on top of that, like, in recent events with what they've been doing in their company, like with these layoffs, these firings, I just don't have respect for them anymore. So I don't understand how anybody can sit here who's, hasn't played 343 Halo because they don't think it's 343 Halo and want Bungie Halo back, and to not realize how annoying and bad Bungie will be if they were actually in control of Halo nowadays. Like, there's microtransactions in Destiny, Would you not think they would put microtransactions in Halo? That's just nobody ever thinks about that. But I don't think these fans, and I really put that in quotations too, like I don't think these fans hate Halo, but more so 343 Industries. And it is supported by one of the largest Halo communities on YouTube, Halo Follower. I swear, dude, I swear, in every video he complains. He complains about how 343 is ruining Halo. Like, okay, I recently watched one of his videos, and it was about Helldivers and how great Helldivers is and how perfect it would have been to have an ODST Hell Jumpers game in the same style as Helldivers. And he goes on to talk about how 343 Industries had brought up to Microsoft 30 game spin-offs, and one of them was a Helldivers type game with ODSTs. And he explicitly states this. Like, he understands that an X343 employee said they suggested a Helldivers game and 30 other games, but Microsoft rejected it. And the grown man blamed 343 Industries and not Microsoft. Like, that's crazy. He blames 343 Industries, who were like cucked out of this. And I think an ideology and a belief system like that harms their community a lot more, because all it does is start hate, and it creates a false belief that Halo is trash and 343 Industries is trash just because somebody told you it was. Like, I personally think us Halo fans shouldn't hate on Halo too much and embrace some of the ideas a little bit more and embrace some of these new paths. I do think it's healthy to have restraint, especially when it comes to murdering character, or like whatever the Halo TV show is doing. But I don't really know what's going on in that show. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't really make sense as a Halo property anymore. They killed off Keys before Keys was supposed to be killed off, so it makes no sense. But okay, whatever. This ideology and this mindset that a lot of these Halo haters have and these Bungie stands have, it really harms the community a lot more than how we actually think, right? Like, for Rainbow Six Siege, everybody who plays Rainbow Six Siege hates Rainbow Six Siege. If you don't play Rainbow Six Siege, you've probably never heard of it, or you hate Rainbow Six Siege. There is no in between. Come on. There's no in between. As a guy that likes playing Rainbow Six Siege sometimes, there's no in between. Um, but people will play those games, and they will continue to play those games. But people will say, oh, Halo sucks. Halo's the worst game ever. Halo 343 Halo is the worst thing to ever happen. And it's like, no. No, it's not. If you see what's going on with Halo Infinite right now, they've been kind of, and I think this is the issue, is they've been kind of cucked by Microsoft, and that the release date was forced. They weren't ready, and then on top of that, I really don't know what's going on with the multiplayer right now, because I think it's a really solid game. And if they released with this multiplayer they have right now, the game would be doing much, much better. But people won't go back and play it because they'll say, oh, it's all trash. Like for Halo Infinite, for example, like the campaign, 9 out of 10. I think it could have been a 10 out of 10, but it didn't have as many badass scenes that were unnecessarily badass, like the one we're seeing in Halo 3, where, the Pelicans flying up out and the Master Chief's looking out the door. We don't have a lot of those. I mean, we do have a lot, but we don't have a lot of random ones that are kind of put in places that make sense. But, like 2 Marines fist bumping when Master Chief shows up. There's just a lot of, oh my god, it's Master Chief, right? I mean, it's still cool, but like it could be a little bit cooler. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, the story was good. I liked the gameplay. I liked it all. The multiplayer was kind of sad. I played the shit out of it, bro. I played weeks out of it, and I mean, actually, I would say probably months. And it's doing a lot better now, that's for sure. But if it released with what it has now, it'd be doing much, much better. But I'm gonna end the video off now, guys. I've been rambling for about 20 minutes, so I'm not going to keep you guys going for any longer. Most people probably clicked off the video, but hey, do what you want, man. Do what you want. I will tell you this, though. I am planning to make more videos and more content. Um, and I do plan to go a little bit more into lore and into depth with all that. So if you guys, have something you guys want me to talk about, please leave it down in the description below. And if you guys really, really think that there's something that needs to be talked about and needs more depth in the Halo universe, hit me up. I'll talk about it. I think my next video is probably going to be on oh my gosh, I can't speak English, guys. I'm so sorry. My next video is probably going to be on the Forerunners and the Precursors. So we'll see how that goes. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video, which hopefully comes out soon. All right, peace.